need fucking help. You need to get out of my face. You need to do what you need to do, and that's what you're supposed to do. Connected to the streaming software like 20 seconds ago, buddy. I already did that. Punk. Get the fuck out of my face. There we go. Excellent connection. Okay, so now what happens if I same fucking shit? Yep, same fucking shit. Already did that. Punk. Fuck out of my face. There we go. Excellent connection. Okay, so now what happens if I same fucking shit? Okay. Alright. Same fucking shit. So now let's get back to it. I'm hearing myself 3 times. Alright, so now I know it's working. The vibe's going. Maybe. Definitely working. That's what I wanted to see. Alright, so there's the test.
If you have no parents, no mother, no father,
let's get started.
Children, no friends, no country, no passport, no date of birth, you still have the feeling of presence that I have.
You need to open up your eyes. Don't believe what they telling you. They got a fresh life for every day on the calendar. Prescription drugs, a hustle be ass backwards. Do some research and work out the mathematics. See the people at the top run the whole damn planet. The same ones who are causing the land damage and the general propaganda causing the mad panic. I want all of y'all to stand up and tell them they can't have it. What you wanna know about longevity? Nothing is there, we pay to the army armed heavily. I push forward steadily, trying to make noise. If I don't, then I ain't helping my people find prosperity. And I ain't fucking with no organized religion. They working with the beast, trying to fortify the system. That's why the Catholics got a church run by faggots. Fuck being passive, they belong sleeping with the maggots.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society.
Shout out to God Mode. That's
Without criticism,
you
no
listening to.
administration and no country can succeed.
Growing up, I never expected to see y'all that support getting poorer while the wealthy get more rich. Idiocracy spreading around the world. It's 2012 and still most of y'all believe in myth. And people don't want to talk about it. Instead of dealing with their problems, they find a way to walk around them. I think it's time that we wise up. They got us ego tripping, out of conditioning, that's a mind fuck. To the point in which we killing ourselves. The population efforts working in multiple cells. How they gonna say that God most but conspiracy? Fuck that, all the shit up in your face, man, literally. I mean, they doing it with cigarettes. The definition of evil, and they lurking behind silhouettes. Think about it, it's good for your health. Don't take my word for the track, look into it for yourself, motherfucker.
And to accept full responsibility for our errors, and we expect you to point them out when we miss them. Or as a wise man once said, an error doesn't become a mistake until you refuse to correct it.
Next level, my lyrics are far from typical spiritual rap. Exactly what I'ma spit at you, my third eye open, I maneuver through the minefield.
No
Gaining experience, moving with an iron shield. I came from stardust, someone with everything. I seek knowledge, you seek the buzz of the heady brain. My words cut through your brain like a machete swing. Bring you to guard like a killer wasp with a deadly sting. I see everything, the trees for the trees. I seek everything, breathing in the breeze. I ain't falling for the lies that they feed through our TV. So I'ma televise a revolution via CD. It's time that we bounce back, we need to move forward. You're only killing yourself when you fight inside of their wars. Materialism got us all bugging, but in the hour of death, all that flash shit ain't gonna mean nothing.
We have the feeling that
It's so hard to find this, man. Every time I search this, it's like it doesn't just pop up.
Pills and pharmaceuticals were never meant for curing you. A price tag on your health is far from something beautiful. Medical mafiosi make a killing of your misery. They need your sickness to sustain $1 trillion industry. Merck the supervisor, fire and Novartis. GSK and other fuckers profit from the toxic hustle of narcotics offered through a doctor's office. Big pharma dollars in their pockets is their object. Word on my mother's grave, dug by cancer medicine. This wicked healthcare system is now sicker than it's ever been. Quick to give your kids the Ritalin and dexamphetamine. The spirit killer pills that are heavily addicting them. See ads of Diet Coke and Mickey D's on your TV. Buy Monsanto sugar free with everything Manuka sweet. Better eat your MSG, get your fluoride for your teeth. The doctor will see that you take chemotherapy. Will the doctor tell me about fruit and good nutrition? Will they ever find a cure? Simply fight the symptoms with disease prevention and a strong immune system. Get in the way of billions that are made of their prescription. Did your doctor tell me about fruit and good nutrition? Will they ever find a cure? Simply fight the symptoms with disease prevention and a strong immune system. Get in the way of billions that are made of their prescriptions. 9 out of 10 specialists terminally ill would avoid aggressive treatments, which they certainly will. Recommend to you the customer with chemo they be stuffing you. They call it therapy, but the rape business stuffing you. And chemo comes in boxes filled with $1,000 pills. Those will get the average healthy motherfucker killed. Ionizer, razor, nuclear sprays, or radiation. Fuck a misdiagnosis, they'll make sure that you're a patient. A daily dose of pills against the lethal side effects. Doctors push the drugs on you, insurance pays the checks. Oncologists are shady deals with brands of pharmaceuticals. When selling millions worth of pills, bonuses are usual. And if the pharma lobby may not pay your doctor's bills, they invite the medical wishes of the right amount of pills to a Congress meeting summer with the flights to food hotel. Between the hookers, smoking lobster, tell them what to sell. Did your doctor mention exercising or nutrition? Have they ever cured diseases or prevent the symptoms? Think about the billions that they're making on prescription. The last thing that they need is healthy men of good condition. No doctor ever recommended fruit or good nutrition. They never found a cure, just simply battled symptoms. Prevention of disease and a strong immune system would compromise the billions that they make on their prescriptions.
There we go. We got God mode. I think is it 3,000? I might have that wrong. We can make sure. See, you know, if I go to profile, it doesn't even say 6,000 or nothing like, or 3,000 or whatever it was. That's how, you know, it's easier to find them that way, I guess. Well, I can't find, so we're gonna go to the next one. Shout out to K Reno.
Tastes good, don't it? Good to you ain't always good for you.
This song can be
You
found
think they really care?
on,
Think they do?
so basically the other two are found on Bandcamp. It's a music software, Bandcamp, and that would be MC Ma'at. The first one was God Mode, second one is MC Ma'at. And then this is K Reno. You can find him on Amazon Music and YouTube as well, probably Spotify.
They looking out for you,
called
huh?
food poison. Other one was pharma sickness,
The food industry is murderous.
and the one before that by Guy Mound was SOUL free, so soul free.
A lot but still suffer from malnourishment. You gotta understand the plan is just to cancel us. Most of the foods you eat is hazardous and cancerous. The more you eat it, the quicker you let the reaper loose. Cause they produce food that hasn't been reproduced. If it ain't healthy, then maybe it has a deeper use. What is the purpose of manufacturing citrus fruit? They study natural properties and make a carbon copy. So even when you think you eating healthy, you may not be. The Food and Drug Administration keeps on fooling y'all. Daily additives and fake food, they approve it all. Red 40, yellow 6, blue 1 every time. Sound like a quarterback calling plays at the scrimmage line with no nutritional value in it of any kind. So now you having strokes and heart attacks at 29. Those are dyes that color food artificially. They damage DNA due to genotoxicity. They have a chemical called benzodine that physically helps to contribute to cancer cases specifically. This food problem, you navigating it like a maze. Consuming radiation daily from your microwave. It's no avoiding it, they poison you through every means. They putting soy in everything and that's a deadly bean. Bad habits put bodies under a massive strain. One of the worst food additives is aspartame. A wide range of conditions for you to succumb. You find it in your diet soda, in your chewing gum. A lot of physical sicknesses it be causing them. Alzheimer's, migraines, depression, Parkinson's. What?
So that's a good one too, man. Let me go to the stream real quick. I got a method here that I want to do. Okay, so I want to do that and then go back.
Chemical with many poison elements. It's even been proven to decrease your intelligence. You gotta grow your own crops, homie, you can't slip. But they'll sell you fake seeds that you can't flip. Wow. Fake seed, fake food, disasters to health. Cause if it's natural, it reproduces after itself. If I can only use the seed once, what's it for? That means that you gotta go back to them to buy some more. We gotta teach them learning the farm is beautiful. The only farm they want us on is pharmaceuticals. Make sure your fish is wild caught before you come taste it. Because they lacing it with toxins when they farm racing. A whole nation of healthy people, we could have had it. Instead, we living on a planet full of sugar addicts. Cake, cookies, and candy doing what it does. Dangerous levels of sugar overloading your blood. So diabetes you were not able to put off. You couldn't stop it, so now they chopping your foot off. They got us hooked on this killer drug like fiends. But you don't want no cocaine, you want some ice cream. Cardiovascular disease and inflammation hits you. And if you need something to wash it down, take some liquor. So with obesity increasingly, you're worse and sicker. The high amount of toxins in you overwork your liver. Your organs start to get bothered because they're working harder. Your kidneys all out of order cause you ain't drinking water. The food makers you embrace will say the food is great. Using monosodium glutamate to improve the taste. That's MSG and the effects of it'll crash you. It's all up in your potato chips and your fast food. What does it do? It kills cells and it wrecks your brain. Your heart changes and your weight sees excessive gain. They making billions, they ain't teaching you what not to eat. Evil ingredients that I ain't even got to meet. The chances of a clean raised cow are thin and none. The more you eat pig, the more you turn into one. On the TV and the radio, they shatter lies. To sell meat and make money, they false advertise. Pig feet and even shit that you ain't ashamed to eat. The worms start in your colon until your brain is reached. More heart attack cases in the database. They say the pork is okay as long as you say your grace. Red meat putting pressure on the digestive tract. That fleshy fat is hard on the body digesting that. Make a commercial and tell you something you gotta try. But most of what you eat is genetically modified. Man, they don't care about you getting sick and dropping dead. Cause if they teach immune system health, it stops the bread. And even when you know what's up, they get the best of you. They make fake fruit and spray up all the vegetables. Now what's the human life expectancy is not long. Hormones got the chickens looking cock strong. High fructose is dangerous to the consumer. An artificial color dye that causes kidney tumors. Medical bills that take years and months to pay. Laughed at Elijah when he told you eat once a day. Now they know that we gon' answer when the food's calling. Bodies falling every day, we being food poison. Food poison.
Being a graffiti writer is taking the chances and shit, taking the risks.
You know what it is, man. We're talking health in this stream, dude. I'm using my phone data right now. This is taking up my data, man. This is like, I couldn't net share proxy, it was not working, so I'm using my, you know, it's a struggle, man. Living a freaking middle of nowhere in the woods.
That's the newest stuff I've seen.
We're still here connected.
How can you call people that hang out in windows and watch trains riders, man? You gotta write. You gotta do the action, man. You know,
so I'm gonna play one last thing here.
You gotta
get
go
the
out and
instrumental brain
and be
flowing.
called an outlaw at the same time.
Got DJ Grand Wizard Theodore Subway theme. This is off of the Train game back in the day, off of, I think it was PS2. something like that if you really need that data. So up in your face like a splatter across your face if you get slapped by the mad hatter hacker if you getting wrapped here. Yeah, corner artery, be a vessel responsible for transferring blood to the heart muscle. Yeah, we about to get in here. Off of the tip, top the tongue, I just let it go out and lunge. Yo, you're done. Unless you start to begin. It's like this again, going on forever. So clever, the way I endeavor through all this shit that they do, cause me and you. Heart attack treatment, home remedies, again, earthclinic.com, help yourself see. It's right here for me to display for you. And maybe later for me again. Yeah. Alright, let's turn it down. I do want to get something in the background though. Let me find something. Ooh, we could play some. How long is this? 4:15. I want something long, so I ain't gotta keep messing with this. I don't know if I'm feeling that one. This is good. This is some good stuff. I know I got some good stuff on it. Let's see what this one is real quick. Oh no, I got you. Alright, well, I'm gonna go with that one for now. And if I change my mind, I got one right here, so. Excuse you. So a heart attack, man. I want to talk heart attacks. There's a lot of people in this world are having problems, man, and this is one of them. I'm gonna go through a bunch, not just heart problems. I'm gonna go through a bunch here. And I have some music playing in the background. I got my good microphone out, my Rode. Have it in the yeah, we got it set up professionally here. We got it in a glass. I just drank out of it. I was done. It's nothing left in there, you know. And I just was like, you know, it's a good stand. So, yeah. We're going to talk heart attacks as I try to keep with the melody. If I'm rapping, well, that just happens to be the way I want it to be received. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. So, a heart attack, also known as a myocardial infarction, occurs as the blood flow is blacked through the coronary artery. I think it means blocked. That was a misprint. It's blocked through the coronary artery, the vessel responsible for transferring blood to the heart muscle. The disruption in flow is typically the result of a blood clot and causes the debilitating pain associated with the heart attack. As the attack occurs and the flow of blood is ceased, damage can occur and even destroy a segment of the heart muscle. The symptom of a heart attack is attacks vary, especially between men and women. However, several common symptoms have been identified. The most indicative signs of a heart attack include intense pressure, tightness or pain in chest, which is often paired with the squeezing or aching sensation that radiates through the chest to the arms, neck, jaw, or back. Additional symptoms including nausea, indigestion, heartburn, abdominal pain, shortness of breath, sweating, anxiety, fatigue, and disrupted sleep, lightheadedness, and dizziness. There's a lot of symptoms. A heart attack is caused by a disruption in the flow of blood to the heart. Several factors are responsible for this type of block. The blood clot and the development of atherosclerosis are just two causes of a heart attack. Additionally, spasm of coronary artery can cease the flow to the blood of the heart. The disruption is often caused by drugs of substance abuse. Natural heart attack treatment and recovery. The treatment plan and recovery process from a heart attack are dependent upon severity, because an attack that upon the severity and cause of the attack. Nonetheless, several natural treatment options aid in better overall recovery, as well as decreased recovery time. You don't want to decrease the recovery. You want to decrease the recovery time. Effective heart attack treatment and prevention revolves around maintaining the overall health of the body and heart. Apple cider vinegar, honey, and garlic can be used to fight the infection and support recovery. Cayenne and molasses are also support treatment options. Likewise, lifestyle changes such as eating healthy heart diets and exercising properly, avoiding stress support recovery and prevent reoccurrence of heart-related issues. Below, discover the remedies and treatment protocols from Earth Clinic readers. The first reader review. Here we go into, posted by Anita in Georgetown, Illinois in 2007. Holy smokes, this goes way back in time. So get ready. We're about to dive in this time. Just wanted to pass along from some exciting results of apple cider vinegar. On June 16, 2006, my 40-year-old husband suffered a heart attack and fell into a coma. He remains in a nursing home at this time with brain damage. He has a trach and a feeding tube. For the first 6 months, he was back and forth between the hospital and nursing home about every 10 days. He would get pneumonia, MRSA, UTIs, and numerous other infections. He was on maximum antibiotics that doctors could prescribe, and I knew something had to change. In 2007, in January, I started adding a mixture of apple cider vinegar, manuka honey, and freshly minced garlic in the feeding tube, about 1/4 to each day. Wow, the results were fantastic. I mean, wow, the results were fantastic! Attention! It was now been 5 months and he has been completely infection free, no hospitalizations at all. At all. His blood work and urine tests all come back with excellent results. I am thankful to God. Thankful for the education, information, the data that came through in your placement and allowed it to change, because most people nowadays, it's hard to get into their brains to help them think, because nowadays they on the brink of a drink, ready to sink deeper into where they're sleeping, never grieping, moaning about what's really happening. They just keep on loathing the fact that they're alive, it seems. I'm trying to teach, but seems like I just can't be one to close the reach, to get them closer, to get them to know better. But nowadays it's like it's all about that cheddar. 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of manuka honey, and 8 cloves of minced garlic. Put all ingredients in the blender for 1 minute and store in a glass pitcher in the refrigerator. I give them 1/4 cup each day and flush with 2 ounces of water. Please email me and I'll be glad to respond to any questions. Me too. CallOfDutyNoobFriendly@gmail.com. There you go. After making this tonic, I do shake it up first, then pour an amount I need. Don't shake it. Wait, what? What? Countering wordplay there. That's hypocritical, I guess you get. It's what is that word? Counter inconducive. So yeah, you're gonna want to shake it. You're gonna want to shake it. It says don't shake. You're gonna want to shake it. Apple cider vinegar hurt the balloon holding the feeding tube. Can I use other than honey, the manuka honey with the clove of garlic? Yeah, but yeah, raw honey would be good, I guess. Manuka is just a type of honey, right? I think it's just, I can't look it up. My computer's too slow right now, but I will do this. Yeah, we're not dropping frames. We're doing good, but I am using up my data right now on my phone for this, man. So let's go. So these are just comment replies. Manuka honey is highly specialized antibacterial honey. Do not change the honey. You can find it. So there you go. Use Manuka. Best results are for heart problems. Take 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of lemon juice, fresh lemons, 1 cup of garlic juice from fresh garlic, and 1 cup of ginger juice from fresh ginger. Heat up for 30 minutes until reduced to 3 cups, and when cooled down, add 1 cup organic honey. Mix well and take 1 spoonful 3 times a day. God willing, this will open up the arteries. What? Let me say that again. I got no likes. Look at this. You can go to this website. I don't even think you got to log in. You can still look at that. My like right there, and I just took it away. There you go. See, I just like that because that's amazing, and I believe it. So, yeah, you're talking 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of lemon juice, 1 cup of lemon. So 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of fresh lemons. Like you get the lemons and you blend them up until you got 1 cup of lemon juice. And then you get garlic and you get 1 cup of garlic by getting all the cloves of garlic and you blend them up until you have a cup of garlic juice. And then you get ginger and you do the same until you blend them up and you get, every time you blend them, you take it out and you fill it up with, that's what I would do. I would take it out, put it in a container. When you have apple cider, right, you don't got to blend apple cider vinegar. Take apple cider vinegar, you don't got to shake it either. And you take that apple cider, you probably could shake apple cider vinegar to get the mother stirring in it so you can get the mother, because it has the bacterial stuff that helps your, I think it's probiotics, maybe even maybe both, but basically you want to shake up the apple cider vinegar, put a cup of apple cider vinegar in like a container, Then do the blending of your lemons. Put that in a container, a separate container. I guess you could mix them at that point. And then you get a cup of ginger and blend it, and garlic, you blend it, and then you put those separate every time you do it, so you can measure it, right? And then once you have it all together, there you go. Now you heat it up. After you have it all put together, the container could be the pot, right? The pot that you got to heat it up in. So you put the apple cider vinegar, a cup in the pot. After you get done blending the lemons, put the cup of lemons in the pot. Garlic, same thing. After you blend it, you put a cup of the garlic cloves that you broke open by pressure. There's a trick. You push them down, and then you can take them off. And you put those garlic, after you blended them, into the pot with the apple cider vinegar, fresh lemons. Now you got the garlic juice that you blended, and then the same with ginger. Then you heat it up for 30 minutes until it's reduced to 3 cups, right? Because you're going to have 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of garlic, 1 cup of ginger. So apple cider vinegar, lemon, garlic, and ginger. You're going to have 4 cups. And you heat it up. You don't boil it. You simmer it, I guess, until it's reduced to 3 cups. And once it's cooled down, add 1 cup of organic honey and mix it well. So after it's cooled down, you mix the manuka honey in, or organic, it says here. Manuka is recommended. And you take 1 spoonful 3 times a day. 1 spoonful. I assume that's a tablespoon, not a teaspoon. Oh, it could be a teaspoon. It's not really particular here, but I would assume a tablespoon. Just do a tablespoon 3 times a day, and you'll probably be fine, man. Like, there you go. It's amazing. I liked it. You should like it too. Go to this, like them. If it helps you. There you go. We got other people. My loved one had a heart attack a little more than a month ago. LAD blockage, 2 stents. His echo showed about 35% function after a while in the hospital. Normally it's 55%. An Indian suggested taking Arjuna. I gotta be precise here. Terminalia Arjuna. Terminalia Arjuna. Terminalia Arjuna. Arjuna. Capsules or powder to strengthen the heart muscles. His brother, when terminal at 5%, was able to increase function to 35%. So my loved one started Arjuna, and 4 weeks after, new echo showed he was back to normal, 55%, to the doctor's surprise. That's crazy. That's crazy. The left ventricle recovered. We believe it was the Arjuna. Was he on blood thinners and other heart drugs when he started taking Arjuna? That's a good question. And was there any side effects or bad interactions? Another good question. Also, did his doctors know that he started taking it and approve? I don't care that much. Fuck doctors. I digress. How much did he take? These are good questions. Can we like that? Yeah, that's a good one too. How much did he take? Hope he replies to these questions. They didn't. To stop a heart attack immediately, you have to have made a tincture of African bird peppers, 350,000 heat units if you can find them, by taking a handful and blending it in a blender using wood alcohol as your liquid, otherwise known as vodka. Blend the peppers well for a minute or more. Put it in a mason jar, cover, and leave for 14 days. It is ready. When you have an attack, you put 1 full eyedropper full of under your tongue. Oh, it burns, but it stops the attack. Keep a small bottle and eyedropper in it, and it will in it so that someone else can get a hold of it and give it to you if you have passed out. Carry one in your glove compartment. African bird pepper. I'm sure you could probably do the same thing with anything that's a pepper at 350,000 heat units. I don't know. My assumption, maybe even Cayenne. I don't know what Cayenne's heat units are. So, Amazon search shows 67 seller results. So there you go. I had a heart attack, so we'll go on to the next one. I'm just covering heart attacks. Again, it's a big thing going around. It's what we eat. It's our environment. It's right. We said it's a myocardial infarction, which is a heart blockage. There's something along the or I believe inflammation was part of it. So I had a heart attack back in 2008 January in early hours, which is typical as I was having a stroke or heart attack in cold climates more often. I woke up soaking wet with pain in my chest and left wrist. It didn't take long to realize what was going on. I got online and checked in here to see what other people did for a heart attack and found cayenne was the key. Cayenne pepper! I'm alone, that's why I can yell. I'm the only one in the house right now. Cayenne pepper, man! I'll give it to you. Shit. Right out your garden, man. In your garden, in your house's garden. Gardens. High defense garden. The guard. On guard gardens. So I took a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in a glass of room temp water. Use distilled water, warm if you can. Around 5 minutes later, I took it again. I then went and took a shower, got dressed and woke up my wife up about 3 hours after I woke up. We then drove to the hospital where I got my only helicopter ride. They were acting like it was a big deal and time was of the essence, but I felt otherwise. Anyway, after a week in the hospital, I realized I could have just stayed home. I had no surgery, no stents put in, and I am on no drugs for profit. We take vitamins, fish oil, iodine, use full spectrum salt and eat organic whenever possible. I have never suffered from one episode of angina either. I also had low cholesterol, which is actually, from what I heard, bad. High cholesterol is good when you get older. It's good for your brain. Those that have Alzheimer's and bad memory, which most heart attack victims have. So do not buy into the needing statins, as statins they're not good. They're fucking horrible. I can't remember what doctor I listened to on statins, but they're not doing what they're supposed to. That's for sure. That's a fact, and I wouldn't be recommended that shit, like most pharmaceuticals. But continuing on, they put me on them for 3 days till I got home and threw them in the trash. I got an Instagram of me doing that for my medication too at one time. Actually, I was forced on medication at one point. It was supposed schizophrenia, but it's reality. They try to fucking lie to you and make you look like they just go to work and get paid, man. They don't help people. They're not biochemists. They're not practitioners. And even the pharmacists ain't a biochemist. And even the fucking chemists aren't biochemists. Continuing on. They will damage your body and will not help you live one day longer. Bada boom, bada bang. You heard it right here, man. Give that a like. Fuck the pharmaceutical industry 90% of the time. I'll go far as 99% of the time, man. Antibiotics is bad for you too. It totally destroys your microbiome in your stomach, causes inflammation. Ibuprofen increases your heart attack by 50% from what I've heard. This man speaks wisely. I have had 2 heart attacks and had 2 heart surgeries. Wear 5 stents. Look, my stepdad died from a heart attack. My grandpa's dealing with heart problems right now. And everybody that I guarantee everybody's got heart problems. Most people have heart problems, man. Especially with all this stress. If you don't got stress, you must be some magical miracle. You know? Where 5 stents were placed in my heart. Statins, Carvidol. That's Carvidolol. LOL. Not a joke, not laugh out loud. Carved ILOL. Yeah, it carved I, right? You take it, it's carving, not LOL. Efficient. Efficient. Flavix. And all prescription drugs are poison and will kill you quicker than taking nothing. The best course is cayenne, garlic, and apple cider vinegar with the mother and aspirin. I can't remember what aspirin is called. I have the chemical powder downstairs from Tractor Supply. It's for horses, but it's just the chemical that is the prescription aspirin without the Bayer, mixed with Monsanto. Back in like 2015, they had a merger. If you research it, you got a biochemical warfare manufacturer merging with the medicinal company. It's not right, and shit makes me question the products. Modern day Holocausts, what we pay for. And that's why I say the best course is cayenne, garlic, and apple cider vinegar with the mother in it, and aspirin. I have not yet tried hawthorn or ginger. I also stand on my head for 10 minutes to flow blood to the heart, with blood and rest of the heart muscle. He's saying he stands on his head. My grandpa was just saying, oh, I'll go stand on my head too. That's funny to me, man. That's hilarious. I also stand on my head for 10 minutes to flow the heart with the blood and rest to the heart muscle. It is a yoga posture which helps combat many, I think he said modalities, not maladies. Maybe, I don't know, I've never heard of the word maladies, but I think it was modalities, I think, maladies, whatever. Yeah, malabsorption, maladies, okay. It's a new word, I ain't heard that one yet, that's new for me. Drinking cayenne tea is a torture and should only be resorted to when it is one of the midst of a heart attack. There you go, that's cayenne tea. I prefer to smother my food with cayenne powder, which over time becomes quite pleasurable. I was on lisinopril and amlodipine as well for over a year and found myself growing progressively weaker with more angina, tightness in the chest, and visible wasting away of the muscles, along with Parkinson-like tremors, THC, cannabis, and countless other negative side effects that's confusing and fainting. I was a vocational nurse for over 8 years, working in major medical centers over 20 years ago, so I know enough about medicine to state here that one may have the best surgeon on the planet, but he can still not know the harm of prescribing statin drugs. The main drawback to statins is that they deplete the body supply of CoQ10. I remember that, that's true. And contribute to wasting away of the muscles and nerves, including the heart muscle. All cardiac drugs cause the maladies they are ostensibly supposed to relieve. Taking them is a catch-22 situation. I will not do the research for you. That is something you must do yourself. Ultimately, the patient is responsible for his own health and well-being. This is something the physician fails to fathom. Cayenne helps with one to wean oneself slowly off of the poisonous medications. Do not stop the use suddenly, except statins, as that could trigger a heart attack or other episode of distress. The best course is to slowly reduce the amount taken over a 2-week period. A straight-edged razor blade serves to cut the pill down to a smaller dose. Cardiac drugs are a vicious cycle which leads to death. It is okay to retain nitroglycerin for periodic chest pain as one withdraws from these drugs. Dr. Mercola is one of the net on YouTube, and I think on YouTube and a website, I'm sure he has, and he gives excellent advice regarding these matters. I adore the cardiologist who saved my life, but he does not know the dangers of these drugs. I too threw the statins in the trash and do not have regretted the decision. There you go. And it is known that statins cause atrophy of the heart muscles, including of muscles in general, including the heart muscle. So a bit of logic here goes a long way. Statins are extremely profitable for the industry and known to help only a very small percentage of males. Why not females too? Mercola sites want subscription to view life-saving information. You are so very right. I did not have a heart attack, but with close to blocks at 90% and other at 60%. They also gave me a handful of statins and other drugs I threw in the trash and will not take. Yes, like most beforehand, ate bad, etc. Now 50 years old, 6 foot, 205, work out every day, will not eat anything with high fructose or oils. Done much research, and only other thing I would add is 5,000 milligrams of L-carnitine. Taken powder in the form of water. I do take a few other vitamins, including cayenne pepper is a big one, man. But stop taking aspirin. Read a lot of bad things. Well, aspirin I wouldn't recommend either, but it's one that I would recommend if you need something like that. So, yeah. On to the next one, man. So we're talking, I think I already been through the same one. Scientific term for aspirin. So while that's loading, I guarantee it's going to be a while. So vinegar is as old as the civilization itself. Traces of it have been found in Egyptian urns around 3000 BC or before Christ, I believe that means. And Babylonian scrolls recording the use of vinegar date even earlier to around 5000 BC, known as the poor man's wine, Tosca, in ancient times. Vinegar is often carried by Roman legionnaires, the Bible notes. Let's go into that one later. See it loaded. I'm in my lair. Aspirin, acetylsalicylic acid, is a pharmaceutical drug used to reduce pain. 1 or 2, inflammation. 3, it's classified as a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug. NSAIDs, and NSAIDs are bad for your stomach. But aspirin is the only one I would recommend. The history of vinegar is very ancient, repeatedly mentioned in the Bible. Traces of it has been found in the Vasque of pre-pharaonic Egypt, some 10,000 years old, testifying that the Egyptians as well as the Babylonians and the Persians knew vinegar and used it to preserve food. After all, it was only thanks to vinegar that food could be transported over long distances, but vinegar was also mixed with water to make a refreshing drink, and the farmers and travelers of antiquity made extensive use of it. In ancient Greece, it was most widespread beverage in ancient Greece called oxycrat, and the drink of the people. It was a mixture of water, vinegar, and honey, and it was stored in special jars, oxides, Oxydes, and the father of medicine, Hippocrates himself, an extraordinary physician whose doctrines supposedly dominated this Western civilization. Until the 18th century. There we go. Okay. Now the 20th century is all Greek and Latin, and you got myocarditis, and why don't you just tell me I got heart inflammation instead of this Latin, Greek myocarditis? Because we make money off of your ignorance. We got to make you the question of, you speak English, we're going to speak in Greek. We're doctors. You wear a lab coat and stethoscope. I got to pick on these fuckers. Nurses too, man. Hippocrates and pharmaceuticalists and chemists. Yeah, I'll pick on you. You synthesizing, isolating compound bastards. The father of medicine, Hippocrates himself, an extraordinary physician who's dominated the Western civilization until the 18th century, more than 2,000 years, prescribed it as a cure for wounds, sores, and respiratory diseases. The Romans quenched their thirst with posca, a mixture of water and vinegar whose sellers, often working class, were like the coconut sellers in Italy today, or at least until recently. It was the posca gave strength, wine intoxication, posca fortem, vinum, ebrium facit. A sponge soaked in posca was given to Jesus on the cross by a praetorian guard. This was not cruelty, but an act of pity by a humble soldier towards what for him was a simply dying man. On the tables of their famous banquets, Romans were never the acetabolum, a bowl containing a glass and half of vinegar, in which diners dipped pieces of bread to cleanse their plates between one dish and the next, while aiding digestion. In Rome, almost all the recipes of Apicius, whatever that is, a great Epicurean gastronome of the 1st century AD, were based on vinegar. His near contemporary Columella left us some recipes for making vinegar in which sour yeast is used to promote fermentation, as well as immersion in wine for red-hot bars and burning pine cones to purify it and free of the bad smells. The Romans had various types of vinegar sauces, from the simplest to the famous garum, or jarum, or you say that? A fiery mixture of elements bound together by vinegar. Vinegar was also used to season as ceterius, mixed salads of meat and vegetables, or just vegetables that were served as an interval between a series of courses, and with the system known today as marinating. The Romans used vinegar to preserve fried fish, for Pliny an Elder, who in his Naturalis Historia recommends it for all sorts of ailments. Vinegar adds taste and pleasure to life. The Romans legionnaires were never without sugar. They used it widely, starting with moritum, a salad of garlic, onion, rue, goat's cheese, and coriander dressed with olive oil and vinegar, which was customary meal before a battle. During military campaigns, vinegar was used by the soldiers diluted in water and a thirst-quenching drink and a body wash to counteract the effects of life in the camp and non-serious injuries. During the war between the Carthage and Rome, the famous Carthaginian General Hannibal, 247 to 183 BC, crossed the Alps at the Little St. Bernard Pass with infantry, cavalry, and elephants in order to avoid the sea. where the Romans ruled. So much is well known, less known is how he did it. The route was narrow and winding, impracticable for enormous elephants. So Hannibal ordered great branches to be wedged between the rocks and blocked the way, then burned. The soldiers were poured vinegar over the scorched rocks, making them soft enough to be broken, thus clearing the route for the troops and animals. I go through all of this, man. Vinegar, it's a big important subject. And this is off of Ponti.com, Ponti.com. And this is History of Vinegar. And now we're on to the Middle Ages. The art of vinegar making was perfected by Agresto appeared, a vinegar made of unripe grapes whose fresh, sour taste counteracted the excessive fat and seasonings. In Orleans, in 1394, the newly founded Corporation of Vinegar Manufacturers imposed on its members the strictest secrecy regarding methods of processing, on pain of expulsion. This contributed to the fame of the Orleans vinegars, which gave rise to genuine industry that flourished over the centuries. In 1580, the city and surrounding area boasted 33 vinegars, partly because of the local wines, light, fruity, and low in acid, lent themselves of transformation into vinegar. Orleans, moreover, was favored by geographical position that made it last navigable port of Lior for goods coming from the west. And since navigation was very slow for the boats traveling up the river, which were often delayed for low water levels, the wines arrived in port, ruined, and ready to be made into vinegar by blending with local wines in precise proportions. Vinegar and the plague. In the 14th century, the plague spread across the whole Europe, killing 1 of 3 individuals, and until 1670 there was no year in which there was no outbreak of this curse, either contained or widespread. But in 1720, the last major epidemic of the Western Europe, inhabitants of Marseilles defended themselves against the air that generates fevers by holding a sponge soaked in vinegar in their hands, which inhaled continuously, and on their part of the doctors attached to the nose, without ever breathing through the mouth and without swallowing saliva. The doctors were accompanied by a nurse who carried the vinegar bowl, where the doctor repeatedly dipped his hands before touching the patient. Then when the plague slowed down, the walls of affected houses were washed with vinegar. The vinegar of 4 thieves, a bandage soaked in vinegar wrapped in the foreheads of Manati, described by Manzoni, who carried the dying and dead. However, this did not preserve them from contagion. But 4 of them, some say 7, during the plague of Marseilles in 1720, managed to work while stealing and pillaging with impunity because they were immune, thanks to ablutions of gargles with the aromatic vinegar, whose composition was unknown to them because each one contained an ingredient that was unknown to the others. Condemned to death for looting and robbery, their lives were saved by this vinegar, which has since been the name for the 4 thieves of vinegar, which has since taken the name of the 4 thieves vinegar. Today, a French scholar, Misset Godard, has tried to reconstruct vinegar of the 4 thieves from the original recipe preserved in Marseilles, a recipe that has used numerous herbs, cloves, camphor, and absinthe, all combined with 3 pints of vinegar. Now, vinegar and chlorella, an extremely ancient infectious disease originating in the remote regions of Asia, cholera, is still present today in many European countries, including Italy, where it has often been to diagnose an acute gastroenteritis, a disease in which it has many affinities. Throughout history, cholera has been fought with vinegar. In the 19th century, 1830 and 1884, the government of Vienna, faced with an outbreak of cholera, issued the provision stipulating that the hands before and after the visit of the sick person and all fruit and vegetables before consumption had to be carefully washed with vinegar. It is well known that cholera can be spread through food, hence the need for prophylactic measures and disinfection of food. The most recent experiments, and amply illustrated by a study by Franco Mecca, wine vinegar as a means to prevention of epidemics and cholera in particular. Franco Angeli Editor, that indicate that vinegar was pronounced and precise disinfectant effect of the cholera vibrions, as well as other intestinal pathogens. In contact with vinegar, the vibrions found on the surface of fruit and vegetables are destroyed in a time ranging from 30 seconds to 1 to 3 minutes. Vinegar di toiletta. Toiletta. What's toiletta? I think we know what toiletta is. Vinegar the toilet. Let's go. In the 19th century, there was perfumery. Does it mean perfume, toiletta? Come on. The 19th century, there was a perfumery that supplied vinegar for the use of kings and princes. According to an advertisement published by Second Sekelo on February 15th, 1873, the King of Portugal and the Queen of Holland, the Queen of Belgium, and the Princes of Wales have been chosen as testimonials for the vinegar di toiletta, which gives water pleasant fragrance and tonic of refreshing properties, preventing the formation of chilled glands and giving vigor to the muscles. The same advertisement also mentions ammonium salt of vinegar as a necessary disinfectant for those who visit hospitals, leper colonies, and the plaques where they're... How's my PC running low when I got it plugged in, you know? Well, here we go. We gotta pause for a second, you know? That's the shit I gotta deal with, man. Here we go. Fix. Problem solved. I'm a problem solver. I got solutions. Are we charging? Yes, we are. Okay, we're at past that. We're vinegar di toiletta. All right. So the same advertisement also mentions ammonium salt of vinegar as a necessary disinfectant for those who have visit hospitals, leper colonies, and all places where there are fumes that are smelly and harmful to health. As a cleaning aid, vinegar has been used in all eras, both ancient and recent, preceding our own, in circumstances which, Mrs. Goddard writes, can only be imagined by comparing the European cities of that time to the Calcutta of today. All-purpose vinegar in the 19th century, ladies sniffed vinegar to revive them if they were burdened by the corset that was too tight or to get rid of the debilitating migraine. And the master of the house left a bottle of vinegar open next to the bedside of a sick person with the flu, so that those who visited and looked after him would not get sick themselves. But for our ancestors, vinegar was also used in syrups, emulsifying portions, ointments, decoctions, mouthwashes, sublimates, lotions, eye drops, salves, soaps, and swabs. It featured in rinses, frictions, gargles, foot baths, fumes, washes, inhalations, irrigations, bandages, poultices, and more. And all this information is thankful to Ponty.com, History of Vinegar. Now back to it. We know what we're going over, man. Helping save lives here. Educate people that want to be educated, man. This shit is valuable information. Am I still streaming? Better check the stream station. Dropping frames? No, we're not. We've been 52 minutes in. That's 60 frames continuing to keep on going in. So we got a few people that I missed that were in here at one point. But now it's just me. They say, Base, haven't seen you in time. You've been good. What's the live stream about? Hi, I'm the gamer. Well, if you listen, you'd be educated. You wouldn't be so distant to ask that question. You'd be informative. You'd be taking it in, soaking it, obtaining it, retaining it. Information, is it? Heart disease is a fearful diagnosis. Everyone knows we need to have a heart to be working alive, and you know you need it working well to live well. Ideally, home remedies are used to prevent heart disease, but even if you have already a problem with your heart, natural remedies can often improve your heart health significantly. Natural remedies are reported by Earth Clinic readers to help heart disease, including apple cider vinegar, a variety of herbs, supplements, and dietary changes. Heart disease is an umbrella term for a number of different problems related to the heart and blood vessels. It is also called cardiovascular disease, or CVD. Heart disease can be a silent health problem until it becomes severe, or it can cause a range of chronic or acute symptoms. These conditions include heart attacks, strokes, buildup in the arteries, irregular heartbeats, and high blood pressure. So apple cider vinegar is commonly taken in water on a regular basis. The tonic has valuable nutrients in it and help to alkalize the body. Herbs. There are a number of herbs that are used to strengthen the heart and prevent disease. The herbs can be taken as supplements, or you can include them regularly in your diet. Numero uno is cayenne. Dried and powdered cayenne pepper. Dried and powdered cayenne pepper is considered by herbalists to be a heart tonic. It's high in vitamin A, C, and zinc. It may contribute to its heart benefit. It is a stimulant herb and removes congestion from the circulatory system. It is a natural blood regulator. Research has found that capsaicin however you want to say that, capsicum. Cayenne, the main component in cayenne, capsicum. Okay. When used topically, significantly reduce cardiac cell death during heart attack. Ginger. Like cayenne, ginger is a stimulant herb. It has blood purifying properties and is common in heart tonics, especially in combination with cayenne pepper, since it tends to tone down the shock to the stomach that cayenne can cause. Ginger is an herb used to reduce cholesterol, and garlic. It has blood thinning properties. Garlic is also used for high cholesterol, blood clots, and arterial sclerosis. Hawthorn. The berries of hawthorn plant are dried and powdered. This heart tonic is used by herbalists to treat high or low blood pressure, arrhythmia, heart palpitations, and congestive heart failure. Motherwort is an herb that is especially useful for women who have heart irregularities during menopause. It can relieve a racing heart and palpitations. Possibly it helps the issues because of its calming effect on the system. The 5 mix is a homemade tonic that can be taken daily to prevent or heal heart problems. It combines herbs, vinegar, citrus, and honey in a special recipe. Find out how to make the tonic on this page. I think we already did it, but we're gonna click on it again maybe. Let it load. So vitamins and supplements. CoQ10 is a coenzyme that is in every cell of your body. It is an antioxidant and helps your body to repair cells. CoQ10 deficiency has been reported for heart problems. And vitamin E helps the circulatory system by thinning the blood. It is best to use the natural form of vitamin E, D-alpha tocopherol. And magnesium, of course, is needed for your body for many functions, including keeping your heart rate regular. Its relaxing effect on the body is important as well. Nattokinase and seropeptase. These enzymes are used to clear congestion in the heart and blood vessels by breaking down non-living tissue. These enzymes are commonly used for blood clots, cholesterol, and high blood pressure. Either or both enzymes can be used. Some supplements contain both. Now, lifestyle changes. You could change your diet. A poor diet can certainly be a factor in the heart disease. If your diet is lacking nutrients, you will starve your heart and necessary vitamins and minerals that are critical for its function. Additionally, certain chemicals like MSG can aggravate heart problems. Focus on eating a variety of whole foods, avoiding processed foods and fast foods. Drink plenty of water or herbal tea. Limit coffee, tea, and soda. In fact, some of the heart issues will find that even a small amount of coffee aggregates their heart problem. Some foods are particularly helpful to the cardiovascular system, like blackstrap molasses. It's a highly concentrated source of vitamins and minerals, many of which are helpful to your heart, including magnesium. Ha! Imagine that. Here he said magnesium. What? You hear that, guy? Come on now. You gotta make jokes. Nobody listens to me. They think I'm a judge, funny or something. It is because you're stupid. You won't listen to me. It's alright. I'll take blackstrap molasses more Nova than sugar, that's for sure. An old-fashioned oatmeal is an easy, delicious way to start your day. Oatmeal is highly nutritious and has been found to reduce cholesterol when eaten on a regular basis. Add a bit of coconut oil and blackstrap molasses and extra nutrition and energy. See, I like my oats. I always have, man. I don't really eat them often. I listen to Tony on Indie Penn's podcast on the Podbean, and he, I believe, talks something about oats, if I recall. It's a grain, I believe, if I recall, and grains cause inflammation. I believe also Dr. Peter Osborne talks about that on his YouTube. So here we go, here we go, going on. Rest. Your body repairs itself when you sleep. And if you are shortchanging your body of sleep and rest, you are shortchanging it an opportunity to heal itself. Short periods of inadequate rest will help everyone at some point, but if you do not get enough sleep on a regular basis, you need to rearrange your life to benefit your body. Stress reduction. Everyone knows that stress is bad for your heart. Many stresses that enter your life are out of your control, but if there are stressors that you can reduce, do so. Your heart will thank you. You should also find ways to relax to counterbalance this stress in your life. Find a hobby you enjoy and allow yourself to enjoy it a few times a week, or ideally on a daily basis. And exercise. If you do not have a habit of regular exercise, it is never too late to start. You don't have to start like marathons and the gym. A simple walk is a good practice to begin. Exercise moves your blood, increases your energy, improves your sleep, and reduces stress. Linus Pauling's heart disease therapy that won a Nobel Prize of Chemistry in 1954 established a protocol to prevent heart disease. He believed, as many others do, that heart disease is caused by inadequate vitamin C in the body. Oh my God! What? Here we go. I'm getting excited because, man, this camera or microphone and this glass, I had created DHAA, dehydroascorbic acid, through a chemical reaction of oxidizing the ascorbic acid in zucchini peels that you can find online, liposomal C versus DHAA, and you might find it. It's I can't think of the guy's channel. He's trying to sell something, but everybody is nowadays, so Anyway, it says 2 to 4 grams of lysine, or 2 to 4 grams of vitamin C, or sodium ascorbate. I didn't think it was sodium ascorbate. I thought it was ascorbic acid. For those who already have heart disease, the amounts are increased by 50%. 6 grams of lysine, 6 grams of vitamin C. Because your body uses vitamin C and lysine quickly, it is best to take these supplements several times a day. If you take them 4 times a day, you will end up taking a half to 1 gram each lysine and vitamin C for heart disease prevention 4 times daily, or 1.5 grams each of lysine and vitamin C for those with heart disease 4 times daily. Taking these supplements several times daily will also reduce your risk of side effects. The primary side effects of this concern is that diarrhea from large doses of vitamin C, which isn't really that bad. So in concluding thoughts, the jury is still out on the exact cause of heart disease. Sometimes it is surprising to see someone who seems to break all the health rules with a strong heart and a long life. Other times a young person is in seemingly excellent health will have a significant heart problem. No one can say for sure whether the biggest factor affecting heart is nutrition, stress, genetics, your lifestyle, or something else entirely. You will hear plenty of theories. But whether you are seeking to prevent heart disease or improve your current heart health, the remedies below are the ones our readers have shared because they work for them. Ooh, even melatonin, eh? But we've already went over this one. The apple cider vinegar, garlic, ginger, and lemon. And now we can continue on. Okay, vitamin C and flavonoids. Okay. You don't want to get rid of those, and that's what happens when you boil and simmer, and it destroys all natural vitamins, vitamin C and flavonoids. All enzymes are destroyed, and the sulfur and the allicin in garlic, ginger, apple cider vinegar. By juicing, we have separated the nutrients out of the pulp. Excellent. The only thing we are possibly doing is the concentration and concentrating the minerals. If you think we are making 4-1 concentration, I believe we are wrong. 4-1 concentration means the exact nutrition profile would be the same as 4 in the 1. This I can guarantee is not happening. So many of these nutrients are going to get destroyed by the heat, and that's a fact. So why are we cooking fresh garlic juice, lemon juice, ginger, apple cider down to 8 ounces? Personally, it doesn't make any sense. I believe it would be more powerful with the juice extracted than taking 8 tablespoons of the original mixture. So that counters what we heard earlier. So there you go. Don't boil it. Don't simmer it either. You are destroying the natural vitamin. There you go. I hear that. Herbal companies make extract of ginger, garlic, etc. by first soaking the herb in alcohol or water over a period of time, and then pressing the ingredients out of the herb. Some use over 1 million pounds of pressure to make the concentrate. No heating. Story. Man gets married to see his wife cutting the ends off the pot roast. He asks his wife, "Why are you cutting the ends off the pot roast?" She says with a strong voice, "That's the way my mother did it. Ask her." So the next time the family is together at the holidays, he asks his new mother-in-law, "Why do you cut off the ends of the pot roast?" Mother-in-law snaps, "I don't know, ask my mother." He goes over to the grandmother. She tells the story to the grandmother, and she laughs and says, "The reason I cut off the ends of the pot roast because I didn't have a pan big enough to cook it in. I think the ingredients will help clean up the arteries and blood pressure. I believe it will be better formula without cooking and consuming 8 tablespoons of the extracted juice." Linus Pauling had a Dr. Rath spend 15 years researching why people get heart disease, and his answer was heart disease is really scurvy of the heart. Vitamin C deficiency. Your body cannot make 1 drop of vitamin C. We no longer have it in our bodies, the enzyme to make vitamin C. The animal kingdom doesn't get heart disease strokes because they make their own vitamin C. A 65-pound goat can make 10,000 milligrams of vitamin C a day. Put that goat under stress and he can make over 100,000 milligrams. You and I can't make a drop. Sharks don't get cancer. Sharks produce over 400,000 milligrams of vitamin C. In fact, if you had a tissue sample of a shark, you can't tell the age of a young shark or an old shark. It's incredible. Cooking the lemon juice has destroyed the vitamin C. What is left? I don't have the time and money to have a concentrate analyzed. Question is what I am I missing the cooking these ingredients? Boom! Doesn't boiling it kill off a lot of good? Boom! Exactly. Exactly. So the 5 mix is a prepared tonic of 5 ingredients that may have found helpful for a variety of healthful related conditions. It is also used to prevent heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. 1 cup of raw organic apple cider vinegar. 1 cup of ginger juice, 1 cup of garlic juice, 1 cup of freshly squeezed lime or lemon juice, and 3 cups of raw honey. Uses a high quality of ingredients that you are able to obtain, such as manuka. Organic is preferred. The easiest way to get garlic and ginger juice is with a juicer. But if you do not have a juicer, you can blend the garlic or ginger, then squeeze out the juice. You may need to strain the juice with a cheesecloth or coffee filter. You do not have to use 1 cup of each, but use the same cup to measure each ingredient so you will have the correct proportions each. In a pot that is a glass or ceramic, combine the ginger juice, garlic juice, lime juice, and apple cider vinegar. Heat the tonic over medium heat and reduce to a simmer and allow it to cook for a half an hour. See, we're not going to do the heat thing, remember that? We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that heating thing. So lime or lemon and apple cider vinegar are commonly used to detoxify and alkalize the body. They also contain critical nutrients. Garlic is a strong antibacterial herb. It is considered a natural blood thinner. Some use it to prevent heart attacks and high blood pressure. Ginger helps regulate blood pressure and high cholesterol. It also has blood thinning properties. Honey helps to improve the taste of this tonic. It also helps to preserve the tonic and also multiple health benefits. Continue reading on the 5 mix. Change in hearing quality after mixing the 5 mix and Cayenne against high blood pressure and bradycardia. In years I enjoyed God sent help from an incredible community, doing in time part the first time that I request for help as the times I feel helpless. My husband, 67-year-old, has developed high blood pressure in the last 2 months combined with low heartbeat rate, 55 to 57, which manifests at night only. He also has a sort of heartburn and hard breath at night, and I can't watch him suffering so much. Cayenne helps to some extent to neutralize the problem, but to fight off the high blood pressure, bradycardia, I've chosen the wonderful 5 mix. After 1 day of taking both 5 mix and Cayenne, he said he has his problem with hearing. By the end of the day, the problem nearly subsided, but the next day after taking the next portion of 5 mix, he has developed sort of a double sound syndrome. Like when they change the voice of whistleblower during interview when he doesn't want to be recognized. Should he stop? This could be, in my opinion, what's called a Herxheimer's reaction, I think is what it's called. A Herxheimer's. It's where you're detoxing, your body goes through. Yeah. Should he stop the 5 mix, or is it a detox effect and we should persist? It's a good question, right? So she knows somewhat about the Herxheimer's effect here, the detox effect. Has anybody had this source of experience or similar? I'd need advice and a rational mind since the first time. Okay. Of course, it's hard to find answers, right? On to the next. What are we researching now? Is it still heart, cardiovascular, and melatonin? The following abstract link gives us some insight onto some of the known risk factors of cardiovascular disease other than PD. What's PD? What the heck is PD, man? Further, it discusses how melatonin may help work against these risk factors against cardiovascular disease itself. Multiple disease states increase chances of getting or having cardiovascular disease. Melatonin has multiple positive health benefits that show potential to alleviate some health issues associated with cardiovascular disease, or CVD. Hey, we're getting Christmas music in there. You can go a long way. Melatonin itself is a potent scavenger of reactive oxygen species, or otherwise known as ROS. Reactive oxygen species and reactive nitrogen species in peroxynitrate, ONOO negative, and H2O2, which in excess can all cause damage to normal cells throughout the body and its vasculature. Melatonin is also a potent anti-inflammatory. It also upregulates the body's potent antioxidant system while activating the NRF2 pathway, increasing the body's total antioxidant capacity, or TAC. Melatonin can neutralize up to 10 oxygen radicals, while vitamin E and vitamin C can only neutralize 1 radical. Melatonin or its metabolites are also able to cross the blood-brain barrier and repair perturbed or damaged blood-brain barrier. By the way, so can DHEA, dehydroascorbic acid. Melatonin can also enter all body tissues to get to most places that are damaged and exert its multitude of positive health effects to effect repairs all and as needed. All this while having an excellent safety profile. The study link goes into greater detail about the many positive health effects of melatonin in the body beyond the heart and vasculature. It discusses how melatonin can act to return the body toward homeostasis via its antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, metal chelating, mitochondrial protective effects, and radical scavenging effects, to name a few. Documented on the Earth Clinic for Cures, melatonin for cardiovascular disease. This following link is very brief abstract clearly states that melatonin can interact directly with the heart via melatonin receptors, and the heart via melatonin receptors M1 and M2 receptors to exert its protective effects directly in the heart while furthering offer protective effects against specific drugs known to cause heart damage. There are many ways the heart can be damaged by other disease or chemicals, such as diabetes. Melatonin has shown the ability to protect against some of the damage, especially mitochondrial damage throughout the body. These subsequent two links discuss the damage that can be imparted by the heart and diabetes and how melatonin may offset some of the damage. The following abstract link discusses how melatonin can lower elevated heart rate and shows that melatonin reduces the development of endothelial dysfunction and atherosclerosis, which are considered crucial pathophysiological disorder, and increased heart rate, pulsatile blood flow. The following two articles discuss the role of melatonin and its multiple protective mechanisms of action related to myocardial ischemia. Reperfusion, injury that occurs in oxygen-rich blood, is restored after a blockage or partial blockage of blood vessel to the heart. We could go on forever, huh? In the next link, melatonin's potential to express anti-hypertrophic effects on cardiac hypertrophy, left ventricle enlargement. The following mouse study illustrates the utility of melatonin in myocardial infarction. While it's a mouse study, it offers insights to melatonin-specific mechanisms increasing cardiomyocyte production and heart regeneration. The above studies help define some of the ways that melatonin is likely to help be heart protective and CVD preventative. Many of the studies add confirmation of these multiple heart health effects of melatonin, so these are only a few of many studies still. The point being that melatonin continues to show its value in multiple areas of human and animal health, and it's worth having melatonin discussion with your doctor, with yourself, about possibly implementing melatonin into your health regimen and moving forward.
Dr. Keel continues to recommend 1 milligram of melatonin every kilogram of body weight for the... I disagree with that. I'll disagree with that. From what I've heard, you only need like 0.300 milligrams. It's like micrograms. You only need like 300 micrograms. You don't need... You need 1/3 of a milligram of melatonin. That's what I heard. You don't need that much. But I digress. That's Dr. Neal. I don't want to be kneeling, so I'm going to stand up on my feet and say I'm going to recommend 0.3 milligrams. Based on my research. And he is experiencing great success, right? Whatever. Okay. He's saying, you know, whatever. My intent and a dose I am currently taking... In ongoing melatonin series, we have shown that melatonin is beneficial for stroke prevention and recovery, COVID-19, COPD, emphysema, Parkinson's disease. Another for Parkinson's disease is THC, tetrahydrocannabinol, delta THC, not the modified, you know, the natural organic plant that's, you know, memory, and now we are showing the cardiovascular benefits of this remarkable molecule called melatonin. Melatonin series do not end here, as will be shown in the future edition of this series. Following links briefly mention some of the known health benefits associated with the use of melatonin, such as cancer. Alright, on to the next one. Again, apple cider, garlic, vinegar, and ginger. You don't gotta pay money to make a plant grow, man. You don't gotta pay the plant to make it grow. It needs water. It needs water and it needs nutrition. It doesn't need money and pills, okay? Neither do you. I digress. Colon cancer can be so now we're going on to colon cancer, right? We're doing colon cancer remedies. This is another thing, right? We could go to that next. Let's do diverticulitis first, because this is like a prerequisite. Diverticulitis is a digestive tract condition involving the presence of little pouches called diverticula, anywhere between the esophagus and large intestine, in a process called diverticulosis. Diverticula are common and do not normally cause trouble, but one of these pouches may become inflamed or infected and it causes severe pain and intestinal trouble. Diverticula usually develop in weaker parts of the colon under a lot of pressure, but how they become infected or inflamed is still an area under a lot of medical scrutiny. Some theories involve trapped fecal matter causing infections, obstructions, causing reduced blood supply and leading to inflammation, and increased pressure weakening diverticular walls. Symptoms of diverticulitis are sudden and severe pain of the lower left side of the abdomen, changes in bowel habits, abdominal tenderness, fever, nausea, constipation, diarrhea, bloating, and rectal bleeding. It is once believed that diets high in nuts, seeds, and corn were associated with diverticulitis risk, but research has shown no association. I'm gonna blame grains. I'm gonna blame grains for now. On this page, you can find a number of natural home remedies of diverticulitis submitted by Earth Clinic readers. Some of your popular treatments include grapefruit seed extract, aloe vera juice, sea salt, apple cider vinegar, and even acid alkaline diet for diverticulitis. Let us know what you use from Earth Clinic to cure your diverticulitis. No remedy not listed here. Don't hesitate to share with us. My mom has been following an acid alkaline diet, which has really helped heal, but not only her diverticulitis, but ulcers too. She no longer takes any medicine and can even eat foods that she couldn't tolerate before through moderation. So what is an alkaline acid diet for diverticulitis? What to eat, what not to eat? Just search online for a list of alkaline foods. Search EC for Ted's alkalizing remedies. What is an acid alkaline diet? Also, I have found collagen to be very soothing. It isn't a complete treatment, but one of the things in my arsenal. Digestive enzymes before eating is very important. I have the George's aloe vera juice on hand. It was recommended on a special diet for me suffering from a parasite that damaged my intestines. It's distilled and tastes like water. It can cause loose stools, so 1/4 cup in the AM and another before bed, and should be good for most. It's also important to stay hydrated with electrolytes, phosphorus, magnesium, potassium, zinc, copper, boron. I believe those are all electrolytes. If the diverticulitis medications cause diarrhea, it's important to stay hydrated with electrolytes. Slippery elm and licorice help coat and calm stomach cramps. I hope EC Earth Clinic allows the brand of the aloe, as we've found other brands taste foul or are too rough on the stomach. Aloe vera juice. So I was in the ER twice in 1 week with heart issues, low potassium, and electrolyte imbalances. My cardiologist suggested it could be the aloe vera juice and had me read a few articles. Look at aloe that is made from a fillet and not a whole leaf. The latex lining of the green outer skin contains laxative ingredients and the side effects listed in the Mayo Clinic. Also, almost all aloe on the market is processed with activated charcoal to remove the latex component. Yes, anyone can have an allergic reaction to any herb or plant that will detox you. Aloe is very strong detox, makes me sick. Don't listen to what the masses out there say, most are wrong. And even the docs and superfood gurus ask within for guidance. Psyllium will heal the divertic, but small amounts at once. Aloe with AMP, aloe mucilaginous polysaccharides, mucilaginous, works so far. It was causing cramping, burn, and pain to leave within 1 and 1.5 hours. Wow, with turmeric with it also. I was on 2 rounds of antibiotics and desperate when I read this site. Thank you, thank you. I want to tell everyone it works. Aloe vera juice with aloe mucilaginous polysaccharides. Mucil, M-U-C-I-L-A-G-I-N-O-U-S, mucilaginous. Praise God for answers online. Suffered so many years, so grateful. Thank you, everyone. I've suffered with diverticulitis for many years now, and it comes to go in severity. About 18 months ago, I had a particularly bad bout and was about to see a doctor, have a course in antibiotics, which I admit made me feel even worse than better. I certainly am not a fan of antibiotics, but occasionally they are needed. Obviously, a good course of high-quality probiotics are indicated after using antibiotics, and one course, and like I said, it destroys the microbiome when you take these non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, the NSAIDs. And of course, anything that's going to improve digestive health with this condition is a positive thing. I would even throw alpha-lipoic acid in there. And I believe NAC and an N-acetylcysteine or something like that's a good one too for stuff. Yo, I've watched you when I was like 12 or 13. I'm 20 now. Love your mining videos. Hope you're doing fine, man. Thanks, man. You too. So we're going on. We got grapefruit seed, olive leaf, and oregano extract before retiring, and take probiotic first thing in awakening. FOS or inulin is also recommended as a prebiotic, as it helps the digestion environment for proper colonization. To help empower your probiotic, get more bang for your buck, it is recommended to take a natural antibiotic like grapefruit seed, olive leaf, or oregano extract before retiring, and take the probiotic first thing when awakening. FOS or inulin is also recommended as a prebiotic, as it helps digestion environment for proper colonization. Another critical nutrient for colon health is butyric acid. I've heard that too from one of my favorite herbalists, Tony. Again, Herbs Plus Beadworks on YouTube. Butyric acid is found in most abundant in butter. Really? butyric, butyric acid, is found most abundant in butter and gives it kind of a rotten smell. BA is rarely available in supplement form, but is effective and would be highly recommended during flare-ups. Also, the body makes butyric acid as a byproduct of incomplete digestion or wheat of oat fiber. Back to aloe vera. I have been using aloe on and off for years. I currently take 2 soft gels once a week for maintenance dose. Man, that was a very popular quote. You know, that guy was amazing. I used aloe mucilaginous polysaccharides. It did cost me $126 at full dose per month at 9 capsules per day. I was able to cut down to 2 capsules per day after 2 months. How fast it works depends on severity of ulcers. And there we go, people. You should be on a high quality probiotic. Probiotics have cured the condition. There you go, man. There you go. Now on the cancer tumors. Apple cider vinegar. What you know about that? Want to take this outside? It's cold out there, man. Do some cold therapy. You ain't taking cold showers. You ain't Wim Hofing. On and off. Her side effects to chemo aren't really not too bad. That's the first. Would taking Susan and I am currently working with 3 people using whole lemons and blackstrap molasses. The lemon peel is the ingredient that attacks the cancer and is enormously more powerful than chemo and has no side effects. What? Going over this again. Susan, are you listening? Not me, but this David McKay of Queensland back in the 2nd of 8th, 2015. Okay, listen. He is currently working with 3 people. Whole lemons and blackstrap molasses. The lemon peel is the ingredient that attacks the cancer and is enormously more powerful than chemo and no side effects. The test literature I have was carried out in a laboratory that manufactures chemo drugs. The results we're getting are all positive, with all feeling healthier and cancer nodules shrinking rapidly. Bada boom, bada bing. Does anybody have instructions and dosages? That's a good question. You didn't give that. Cancer is fueled by sugar, so a ketogenic diet is helpful. Cancer cells do not like oxygen, so oxygen therapy should be used. This is what many powerful and well-known people have used. I see these commercials for chemotherapy where they have had a naturalist on staff to help with side effects. Chemo is toxic therapy. Chemo is... Fuck, I just used all my data up. Here we go. Now it's about to decrease and deplete because you know how it goes for me. Gonna keep going though, as far as I can. Chemo is toxic therapy, so should not be used in the first place. It's like feeding someone arsenic and then giving them supplements to ward off the effects of it. This is spilled milk in your case. I would be researching these things in the meantime. There's that. So this is for acne. Apple cider vinegar, turmeric, vitamin C, vitamin A, dietary changes, get off the sad standard American diet, detox with sulfur, Epsom salts, magnesium sulfate, borax, right? Borax, honey, even oatmeal, eh? Oh yeah, I've heard about that. Oil cleansing, French green clay, calendula. What are the causes of acne? Acne is caused by hormonal changes and imbalances, bacteria, fungus, toxins builds up, and other health problems, man. Okay? Figuring out the root of the acne problem can help find the appropriate remedy, okay? Remedy today, okay? Remedy today. Drink lots of water. I agree Accutane is to be avoided. Don't ever take Accutane. The side effects are too dire, not worth it. Apple cider vinegar, 2 teaspoons in 8 ounces of purified water 3 times a day. B vitamins are also incredible for helping clear acne, particularly coenzymated forms. Ground flax seeds and hemp seeds are great for skin. Tea tree oil works amazingly for spot treatment. Benzamycin without toxic effects. And it's crucial to stay away from all dairy from a cow. Goat is okay. It is the most acne producing food and it is best to stay clear if you want to get clear skin. There you go. Natural gout remedies. Apple cider vinegar. Holy moly. Because it flushes out the uric acid crystals, people. And baking soda. It might seem surprisingly, ordinary baking soda staple in many kitchens can be a potent remedy for gout. The most cost-effective ingredient helps neutralize the body's acidity, subsequently relieving gout symptoms. Okay, cherries. Not only to tantalize the taste buds, but also for substantial relief in battling gout. I won't recommend, well, maybe celery seeds. Celery causes goitrogenous effects to the thyroid, based on my experience and my teachings from others. So alfalfa, you probably could, but I don't know about that. Cat's claw, okay, I believe it, for against gout. You got garlic, which is a potent anti-inflammatory herb, most beneficial consumed raw, incorporating into generous meals and convenient for to reap its benefits. For gout sufferers, vitamin C is vital. Sodium ascorbate or ascorbic acid, a less acidic variant of ascorbic acid, right, is recommended due to the stomach-friendly nature. A dosage of 500 to 1,000 milligrams taken twice daily can be beneficial. Castor oil packs. Immerse a cloth in castor oil and gently cover the affected gout area. Overlap a plastic wrap, followed by an ACE bandage. Enhance the treatment with a heating pad or hot water bottle bearable. The overnight application is particularly effective. However, due to its greasy nature, it's advisable to wear an old pajamas or place a towel underneath to prevent potential staining. And there you go, apple cider vinegar. Epsom salt baths. 1 to 2 cups of Epsom salt into a tub of warm water and immerse for 20 minutes. And for a foot soak, a 1/3 cup of Epsom salt for 30 minutes. Hydrotherapy is utilizing healing powders of water, an accessible remedy to alleviate gout-induced pain and inflammation. This method alternates between warm and cool treatments. Each application should last 30 to 60 seconds. Foods to limit or avoid: red meat and shellfish, food high in purines, processed food, sugars, and artificial sweeteners, alcohol. No, prolonged high-protein, low-carb diets can alleviate gout risk. Elevate, not alleviate, elevate. Prolonged high-protein, low-carb diets can elevate gout risk. Recommended foods are unprocessed fresh produce, chicken, whole grains, cherries, a top recommendation for gout relief. Berries like strawberries and blueberries also offer benefits. It's important to recognize these as vegetarian, vegan, or seemingly impeccable diets can experience gout. Even those on vegetarian, vegan, or seemingly impeccable diets can experience gout. May necessitate some investigation for healthy potential food or drink triggers. It's proper hydration. Prioritize drinking ample water daily. Herbal teas and water infused with apple cider vinegar can also contribute to the hydration goals. Bada boom, bada bing. Check your medications as well. So for hemorrhoids, let me guess, apple cider vinegar? Hemorrhoids, by the way, refer to swollen or inflamed veins in the anal area and lower rectum that can cause discomfort, itching, and bleeding during bowel movements. Two types of hemorrhoids exist, namely internal and external. Apple cider vinegar! Ha ha! I called it, didn't I? Over 100 readers have reported successful treatments with apple cider vinegar, either topically or internally. It softens stools, making them easier to pass. And it's also got a bunch of stuff that heals, okay? Rutin is a bioflavonoid that's affordable that can be taken twice daily as a supplement. Black peppercorns, really? Are scientifically proven to help with pain and inflammation and hemorrhoids. Really? Castor oil, I've heard that one, okay. Castor oil and healing oil that can be used topically for hemorrhoids. Use castor oil topically. Coconut oil is another oil that's fantastic healing properties. It can help heal pain and inflammation. Makes stools easier to pass and used internally and externally for hemorrhoid treatment. Topically or internal. Garlic. A once or twice daily garlic suppository can help with hemorrhoid treatment. Really? Use a garlic suppository once or twice daily. Really? A suppository, I believe, goes up your rectum. Witch's hazel. Witch hazel is an astringent herb found over-the-counter cleansing pads for hemorrhoids. Use it topically. Cayenne pepper.